It was a bright Saturday afternoon when Alicia Grant stepped into one of the most expensive jewelry stores in the city. The store was elegant. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, casting tiny reflections across the glass display cases filled with diamonds and gold. Every piece sparkled under the warm lights. For most people, this store was just a place to admire beautiful things they could never afford. But today was different for Alicia. She wasn't there just to look, she was there to celebrate. Alicia was a 35-year-old entrepreneur who had spent nearly a decade building her business from nothing. Years earlier, she had worked two jobs just to survive: late nights, early mornings, endless sacrifices. But after years of hard work, her company had finally succeeded, and today she wanted to reward herself with something meaningful, not something flashy, just something that reminded her how far she had come. Alicia slowly walked toward one of the display counters. Her eyes landed on a beautiful diamond bracelet. Tiny diamonds were arranged perfectly along a delicate silver band. It sparkled every time the light touched it. Alicia smiled. "This one is beautiful," she said politely to the saleswoman behind the counter. The woman glanced up. Her name tag read Karen. Karen quickly looked Alicia up and down. Her expression changed almost instantly, but she forced a polite smile. "That bracelet cost $10,000, Karen said. The way she said it sounded less like information and more like a warning. Alicia nodded calmly. "Yes, I saw the price." Karen hesitated before unlocking the display case. Then she carefully placed the bracelet on the counter. Alicia gently lifted it and placed it on her wrist. For a moment, she admired it quietly. It fit perfectly. When Alicia looked at the bracelet, Karen leaned towards another employee and whispered something. The other employee glanced towards Alicia, then frowned. Karen walked back to the counter. "Are you planning to purchase it?" she asked. "I'm still deciding," Alicia replied. Karen's tone suddenly changed. "Well, if you're not buying it, you should probably put it back." Alicia blinked. "I'm just trying it on." Karen crossed her arms. "We normally don't allow people to try on items like this unless they are serious about buying." Several customers nearby began glancing over. Alicia felt the tension rising. "I am serious," she said calmly. Karen didn't look convinced. Instead, she raised her voice slightly. "Ma'am, we can't have people touching expensive jewelry if they can't afford it." The words echoed around the store. Several shoppers stopped to watch. Alicia felt her stomach tighten. "I didn't say I couldn't afford it," she replied. But Karen had already made up her mind. Karen suddenly stepped back and called toward the security guard. "Can you come over here for a moment?" The tall guard approached slowly. The entire store was now watching. Karen pointed towards Alicia. "I believe she may be attempting to steal that bracelet." Gasp spread through the room. Alicia stared at her in disbelief. "Excuse me?" Karen shrugged. "We've had incidents before." The guard spoke calmly. "Ma'am, would you mind showing us your bag before leaving?" Alicia's heart pounded, not because she was guilty, but because she had just been publicly accused of a crime she didn't commit. She slowly placed her purse on the counter. "Go ahead." The guard carefully searched it. Wallet, phone, keys, nothing else, no jewelry. The guard looked at Karen. "There's nothing here." Karen frowned. Well, maybe she hid it somewhere in the store. Alicia's patience was starting to break. "Are you serious right now?" Just then, the store manager hurried out of his office. "What's happening here?" Karen immediately spoke. "We caught her trying to steal the bracelet." The manager looked confused. "Which bracelet?" Karen pointed to the display. But when the manager opened the case, his expression changed instantly. "The bracelet is right here." Silence filled the room. Karen froze. "What?" The manager lifted it carefully. It was never missing. Every customer in the store slowly turned to look at Karen. The accusation had been completely baseless. The manager walked towards Alicia with embarrassment written all over his face. "Ma'am, I'm very, very sorry about this situation." Alicia looked at him calmly. "This wasn't a misunderstanding," the manager swallowed. "You're right." Karen stood, frozen behind the counter. The manager tried to recover. "Please allow us to make this right. We can offer you a discount on the bracelet." Alicia looked at the bracelet again. For a moment, she considered it. Then she shook her head. "No." Karen sighed quietly in disbelief, but Alicia wasn't finished speaking. "I wasn't planning to buy just the bracelet." She reached into her purse and pulled out a sleek black card. The manager's eyes widened instantly. It was a platinum credit card reserved for elite clients. I was planning to buy the entire set, Alicia said calmly. She pointed toward the center display. Necklace, bracelet, earrings. Total price, $85,000. Karen's jaw dropped. The manager looked stunned. Ma'am, we can still arrange that purchase for you. Alicia looked around the store. Everyone was watching. Moments earlier, those same people had watched her being treated like a criminal. She turned back to the manager. I think I'll pass. Karen's face turned pale. Alicia placed the bracelet gently back into the case. Respect should come before money, she said calmly. Then she turned and walked toward the door. The entire store remained silent as she left. As the door closed behind Alicia, the manager slowly turned towards Karen. You just lost this store an $85,000 sale. But the real loss wasn't money, it was dignity.